Tell us what happened?
I'd love to, except, I have a small problem. I wasn't there.
Well, I was there.
Small problem. I wasn't there.
Well, I was there. And there's a few things I'd like to say about it. I didn't know you'd been released. I haven't.
Well, Miss Bell, take my place by all means.
Thank you. Thank you, Nicholas. It's a special day trip. Well, we heard a summary of your affidavit. Now you can hear it directly. There are a few points that I'd like to clarify. And I have one question. What is it? What happens if I remember the person who shot me? Are you saying you remember who shot you, Miss Bell? No, unfortunately, I don't. Not yet. I want to know if there's a time limit. I know if the memory comes to me tomorrow, let's say, that it won't be a problem legally, but what if it's 6 months or a year or even 5 years from now? Well, we'd probably still have a case. There's a 5-year statute of limitations on attempted murder. Is that what the charge would be? It could be, depending on the circumstances and your memory.
Well, if Miss Bell has no more questions or comments, I would like to move that the charges against my client, Luke Spencer, be dropped.
You are jumping the gun, Mr. Ward.
No pun intended, I'm sure, Miss Jensen. We have been sitting here very patiently listening to these proceedings. My client has been very cooperative since his arrest. But the time has come, Miss Jensen, to either move forward with this or drop it. No new evidence has come to light. There is no proof that Mr. Spencer returned to the island. No one saw him after he left with his son. Any motive he may have had for killing Mr. Cassadine to avenge his wife's death was certainly undermined by her appearance alive, and that certainly supports Mr. Spencer's claim that the entire episode on the island was a staged event. No matter how ill-advised, he certainly never intended anyone to get hurt.
Well, thank you for your informative summary, Mr. Ward. However, there is still a good deal of circumstantial evidence against Mr. Spencer.
Enough to take to a grand jury and get an indictment?
No. Without a positive ID and more concrete evidence, I have no choice but to drop the charges against Mr. Spencer. I'd like to say one more thing. Of course. Even though I don't remember exactly what happened to me, I have always known that it's possible that I'm sitting in this chair for a very stupid reason. Because of some ancient feud between two families. And it's time it stopped. And I think that I have earned the right to say that. And if I can't remember what happened to me, I think everybody else should try to forget. Well, I applaud the sentiment, Miss Bell, but, Mr. Cassadine still has the right to press charges against Mr. Spencer for threatening his life and trespassing.
Well, you know, Ms. Bell's presence here today came as a surprise, as does the fact that she's anticipated the Cassadine family position. We're willing to offer a deal.
We're willing to listen.
I won't press charges against Mr. Spencer under the following conditions. That no member of the Spencer family ever trespasses on Cassadine property again, nor publicly smears the Cassadine name. If either of these conditions are violated, we will seek to reopen this case.
Does that mean we can leave this town?
Actually, no. I'd like to add a condition to the ones mentioned. I'd like you to stick around for a while until you get clearance from this office. Other members of your family are free to come and go, of course.
So what you're saying is the charges are dropped, but I'm still a suspect.
My intention is to give Miss Bell a chance to heal before you disappear.
Lou, I think it's a good deal for a while.
Whatever.
Thank you all for coming this morning, and a special thanks to you, Miss Bell.
I can't believe my uncle went along with you like that. He was all set to go after Lou.
I can be very persuasive.
Yeah, I know. Hold on 1 second, I'll be right back. Since they're all making deals here, I got one for you.